Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm the boy in blue, and in this video I wanted to talk a little bit about Emma Frost and her live action film portrayals. So, as some of you know, Emma Frost is one of the most popular and iconic characters in Marvel Comics and has been a staple in X-Men comics since the 80s. She first appeared in the Dark Phoenix saga, helped usher about that whole storyline, and definitely had to do with Kitty Pryde's first appearance. So she has ties to Kitty Pryde, Jean Grey, the X-Men team, all of them. She first started out as a villain, as a member of the Hellfire Club, but eventually became headmistress of her own school and became a founder and mentor to the X-Men spinoff team Generation X, and then eventually ended up joining the main X-Men team and also becoming headmistress of the Xavier Institute, aka the X-Mansion, so like the main school. So Emma is, and I'm just looking down at my notes. She's bold, she's sexy, she's captivating, no nonsense. She's deliciously snarky. She has some of the best one-liners and just amazing dry wit. She's awesome. She has a very layered personality, and she's a very complex and compelling character. And it's hard not to fall in love with her when you read her, when you experience her, as long as she's handled correctly. And that's what this video is all about. Discussing her live action film portrayals and how well she was handled and how well she was portrayed and respected as a character. So, being as popular as she is, it was inevitable that she would pop up in other media outlets, such as animated series, video games, trading cards, and movies. So, there are 3 portrayals of Emma Frost live action. So far, there are no live action TV portrayals, but that could possibly change with The Gifted, with the introduction of the Stepford Cuckoos, aka the Frost sisters. So they're clearly, I assume they're Emma Frost's daughters. So maybe we'll see Emma show up in that show, whether it be flashbacks or not. Definitely, the Hellfire Club is playing a role. So anyway, 3 film portrayals that we have seen thus far. 3 live action portrayals. Finola Hughes played her in 1996's Generation X. She showed up in X-Men Origins Wolverine as the sister of Silver Kaylafox. And then more recently, she showed up in X-Men First Class as a member of the Hellfire Club and as the main ally to Sebastian Shaw. So, of those 3 film portrayals, by far and away, Finola Hughes in Generation X was the best. She was bold. She was fierce. She was commanding. She was no nonsense yet cool as a cucumber, and everything that she was in that movie, down to her look, was exactly like Emma was at the time in the comics, or at least I think at the time she was still with Generation X. Like her pantsuit and all that stuff, her like super tight pantsuit, which Banshee lampshades as being kind of stripperific. But that's Emma. She's always wearing stripperific outfits. That's part of her charm. She definitely embodied the fierceness, the power, and the controlled aspects of Emma's personality, and she was just amazing. That movie in general was actually really good. It's 90s, so it's a little dated, but I think that it holds up pretty well. The only thing that I would warn people about in watching it, and you could watch it on YouTube for free, so I definitely recommend you do, but I would warn people that Jubilee is one of the main characters, and she was whitewashed, unfortunately. So that was unfortunate. However, Jubilee does get some good lines, so if you still decide to watch it upon that realization, knowing that she's whitewashed, you could take solace in knowing that she got some good writing and some good one-liners. However, by far and away, I think that Emma was the best part of that movie, and she was definitely the best live action version that we've got. So moving on, we have the X-Men Origins version. This was a younger version of Emma, just like we had a younger version of Cyclops and some of the other characters, because it takes place in the past. Or it's, at least prior to the film series beginning, so, teenagers. She had very little to do. She was primarily a plot device for Kayla's motivation to like getting to this facility and like breaking out her sister and using Wolverine to do so. Like, she was a plot device. There was not much to her other than that. She was shown using her diamond form, which was quite impressive, and it was bulletproof. It was impervious, as it should be. But other than that, she had some interaction with Cyclops. Kidding, Scott Summers, when he was a teenager, and they both looked about the same age, which was clearly a nod to their relationship in the comics, especially at the time. Her and Cyclops being a couple. So that was definitely a nod to that. But that movie in general was horrible anyway, so it's not surprising that Emma was kind of just a footnote. She didn't really have anything to do. She didn't have much in terms of personality either, because again, no character development, not enough screen time, not enough lines. There's not really much to glean. But yeah, she was just kind of there, and her diamond form was cool, but that's about it. Now, moving on to X-Men First Class, and with January Jones portraying the character. This version was very, very, very aggravating and frustrating for me personally, because I know the character. I can't say that I'm the biggest Emma Frost fan or that I know her better than anyone, because I don't, but I know her well enough, and I've experienced her in quite a few comics. And I will say that a lot of the elements that they had going for themselves in this version, they tried. Like, I could tell that they tried, but they didn't try hard enough. They like did not succeed. They had like all the makings to make a good, faithful version of Emma Frost, from her look, for the most part, because January Jones wasn't buxom enough, in my opinion. Emma, due to plastic surgery, which she openly admits, it's not something that she, hides or tries to like deny. She got plastic surgery, and she got good ass surgery, because she looks amazing. She's gorgeous and her body's banging. But in the movie, while January Jones, she's definitely petite and all that stuff, she doesn't really have Emma's curves. Though she's gorgeous, like, she's definitely got the look. Like, she's beautiful, she's pretty, it works. But yeah, it wasn't enough. But they have the looks. They gave her, she wore white, just like in the comics. She's a member of the Hellfire Club, works closely with Sebastian Shaw, is a very powerful and formidable telepath, that's for sure. I had no issues with her telepathy for the most part, but I had a lot of issues with her diamond form. The only good thing about her diamond form was that it looked amazing. It looked like a living diamond. That's what I imagined Emma Frost would look like if she were in real life and she had the power to turn into a fucking diamond form. Like, it would look like that. And it looked great. However, it was weak. She wasn't indestructible, which she should have been. Magneto was able to subdue her with some bedposts and was able to start shattering it, and said that like if she like goes back into her diamond form, give her a gentle tap and she'll shatter and it's over for her, which is bullshit, because she's bulletproof. She should be bulletproof. So the Origins version at least got the diamond form correctly in terms of its functionality and it being indestructible. So it was weaker. She was shown to be strong though, because she did like do like a one like punch push thing of Eric into the water that one time, and then she was able to like do the glacial ice, so she had some durability, but primarily the diamond form seemed to be used to block telepathy, which is consistent, so there was that as well. But again, Magneto should not have been able to take her down that easily, and or at the very least, maybe she couldn't get out of being held down by the bedpost. Sure, she's not Colossus strong, but even he can. I mean, especially him, because he is metal. He wouldn't even need to hold him down with the bedpost. He could just move him. But anyway, even if she couldn't break out, there's no reason, in my opinion, that her diamond form should have been like cracking and starting to shatter. I thought that was bullshit. But however, more egregious for me is the fact that Emma had zero personality. She had more screen time and more opportunities for like her for to shine and to show a personality. But for whatever reason, January Jones just kind of phoned it in. Like, I can't speak to her acting. I've never seen Mad Men. I've never seen The Last Man on Earth, which are shows that she was in. So I can't speak to her acting. But in this movie, and from what I know about Emma Frost and her personality, and just how she is, she did not do it. She did not do it for me. January Jones did it. She just did it. Her acting was very wooden. She was very boring, just very boring. And Emma Frost is anything but boring. So that was unfortunate. Another thing that was unfortunate, besides her complete and utter lack of personality, and her subpar diamond form, is the fact that her dynamic with Sebastian Shaw in this movie. I felt like they combined elements of Emma Frost. Like, on the surface, she was Emma Frost in, like, look and abilities, kind of, and, like, you know, whatever, and being the white queen of the Hellfire Club. But in terms of the hierarchy and, like, how Sebastian Shaw behaves around her, she was a lot more like Tessa, aka Sage, who was Sebastian Shaw's personal assistant in the comics. She first showed up, we thought she was just some chick named Tessa who wore, you know, a black version of Emma's outfit, basically, and I think like a spike collar and her hair up. And she was just kind of there in the background. But we later find out that she's actually a mutant known as Sage, and that she was working with Xavier all along, and he had implanted her in the Hellfire Club as a mole to, like, gather information and whatnot. So she was never actually evil, and she was never actually, like, with them, like, not for reals. But she was the personal assistant. She would be the one who would be getting, like, ice for for Sebastian Shaw, and, like, doing things like that. But in this movie, he had Emma getting him ice and shit, and, like, treating her like a servant. I'm just like, absolutely not. In the comics, they were equals. Like, yes, she was the White Queen, and yes, the Hellfire Club was sexist in that they made their female members wear lingerie while they got to wear, like, you know, full clothes. I mean, well, old-timey, like, clothes and shit, but still, they made the women wear lingerie, which she had no problem with, because Emma Frost is a character who excels in her sexuality, and she uses it as a tool and as a weapon, and it's one of the most interesting feminist things about her, is that she is a woman who is unabashed by her sexuality and uses it as a weapon. And she's someone who doesn't always fight physically, so her wearing heels and stilettos isn't always a problem if she uses her telepathy to take out her foes, so it's whatever. But her being Shaw's basically personal assistant was out of pocket and uncalled for, and I was not here for it. They basically, like, combined Emma, at least on the surface, with, like, Tessa, and I thought that was stupid and very contrived, and just no. So, yeah, that character is dead and gone anyway, because by Days of Future Past, we know that she, along with mostly all the other members of the New Brotherhood, aside from Eric and Raven, were all captured and killed and experimented on by Trask and the Sentinel program. And some of the Sentinels were shown in the future, like, transforming and shit as a result of, like, Mystique. But, like, some of them took on what appeared to be Emma's diamond form. So that was interesting or whatever. However, wasted opportunity, waste of time, absolutely irresponsible, horrible case of miscasting. And yeah, I'd say definitely check out Generation X, the 1996 movie. You can watch it for free on YouTube, and yeah, that's the only live action version of Emma that's worth a damn, because I mean, with the Origins version, I can at least say that her not having much of a personality and having nothing to do is the fact that she's a minor character in an already low-key overcrowded movie with all the characters and all the mutants they had in there. She was over like, there wasn't enough time for her to get a bunch of incredible development. So, you know, that could be one of the reasons. And also, she was younger. It's possible that she hasn't, like, grown into her, like, personality yet, or at least the personality that we know from the comics. You know, the White Queen of the Hellfire Club. So, I mean, the fact that she wasn't there much definitely is a good reason. But January Jones and all that, there's no excuse in my opinion. I just think that it was miscast. She was miscast. Um, she phoned it in. I don't know. I honestly don't know what happened there. I don't know, like, who thought that was a good idea. I don't know if I want to blame the writing or if I want to blame January and her acting. I blame everyone, actually. I blame everyone. They shouldn't have even used her. They could have just used Celine. They could have used anybody else. Or just got a better actress to play Emma and wrote her better and made her powers more consistent in like they are in the comics, you know? Anyway, that's how I feel about that. I will definitely try to make a point to post more. I have a lot of things that I want to discuss and talk about. I've been a little MIA lately because I've been focusing on school and whatnot, and now I'm trying to find a summer job. But the search has been slow. But what can you do? But I will try to post more often and just show my face more and talk about nerdy stuff. And hopefully, I have enough people who would like that. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you would like to see more. If you have any suggestions on like other stuff I can discuss, other stuff I can talk about, definitely let me know in the comments below. And have a good one. Peace.